PTPOP here with all four lobes of my brain securely tied behind my back. And I had a thought about this whole call center supervisor thing that I want to talk about tonight. This is the one thing that really got under my skin in these call centers. Now, I'm talking about the major corporate call centers. Let me back up a little bit. When you go to college, I've experienced this. You go to college, people tell you go to college, get a degree, you're going to get a better job in a white-collar atmosphere. In the corporate world, you'll wear a suit and a tie, carry a briefcase in a big glass building. You make more money than the average person who just went to high school. So what happens is you go to these call centers with your degree. I've got a degree in communications, a 4-year degree. And you walk into these call centers, and you're surrounded by thousands of people. They just have a high school diploma. They've never gone to college. They're either in the midst of going to college, or they say they're at community college, or they dropped out of school somewhere along the lines. Every place I've ever worked, whether it's banking or telecommunications or fundraising or whatever the industry, I end up surrounded by people who have never been to school. They never even walked onto a campus, maybe to go drink a beer with a friend. And then what happens is you come in with a degree. They're paying you less than what you're worth. Even with all your experience, they still bring you in at $10 to $12 an hour. There's no negotiating. The minute you negotiate, they don't even offer you the job. You get a rejection any immediately the next day. So you learn real quick, I don't care if they basically are saying, I don't care if you got a degree or not. You're not getting any more money regardless of whether you've got experience or not. So what happens is you're surrounded by these people that are basically blue-collar people working in a white-collar world. So you walking into the white-collar world with your bachelor's degree, you're thinking, I'm in the corporate world and make more money. Well, you're not going to because you're in a call center. So when you come in through the call center level to get into a corporation, like some people say, well, it's just getting your foot in the door. Some people say it's a way of getting ahead in that company. So do well in the call center and you'll be successful. But basically, the corporate world looks at the call center employee is maybe a half a step above the cleaning person who cleans out the restrooms. The little old overweight lady who's pushing, the garbage can down the hallway with her mop. You're not much better than that person. You walk in and you're treated like you're scum, basically, by the people that are higher up in the company. You're just kind of a necessary evil to pacify the customers that call in every day. So you get on the floor with all these people that barely made it through high school. And there's always one person in each team that gets promoted to supervisor. Now keep in mind, this is usually a very poorly educated individual who could barely speak a good English. They have severely poor, if any, critical thinking skills. They're emotionally unstable and imbalanced. They're just not corporate people. They're not well-spoken, they're not organized. Their thought patterns are schizophrenic at best. They're like shattered people. These are broken individuals. And they get promoted to supervisor. They're alongside you taking calls. And then within 6 months, voila, they're supervisors. Oh, really? Really? This lady here who was missing 2 teeth, who wears the same clothes to work every day, who barely made it through high school and used to work at McDonald's, became a supervisor? Oh, how does that work exactly? Can you explain that one to me? This is the idea I had. This is the equivalent. Promoting one of these people to supervisor is the equivalent of a high school football team taking the kid that's on the team that's got Down syndrome and letting him, suit up every Friday night for the big game. And once in a while, they make an arrangement with the other team saying, hey, we're going to give Billy over there, the Down syndrome running back, we're going to give him the ball and let him run for a touchdown. Just let him go. We'll point him in the right direction and he'll score and he'll think he's accomplished something and he'll feel really good about himself. And then we put him back on the sidelines and he feels good and he goes home at night and for the rest of his life he'll remember that day he scored a touchdown against, the high school team's arch rival. It's the exact same thing. You're basically taking a mentally deficient individual. In a corporate setting, now I'm saying corporate, it's not really corporate. It's kind of fake corporate. They pretend they're corporate, but it's a bunch of like high school, they're just like disheveled, broken people who are all think they've accomplished something, number one, by getting hired in a call center, which anybody can get hired in a call center. I think my dog, Zoe, and my dog, Eli, could both, they'd apply, they'd get hired, and they'd put them on the phones. But once you promote one of these people, they're like the little Down syndrome kid on the football team. They're like, oh, yay, I got to be a supervisor. I'm a supervisor now, Charlie. They have no idea what they're doing. The people above them go, yeah, hire Billy over there. And you know why they hire these people and put them in supervisor positions? Number one, they don't have a degree. So they can pay them $14 an hour to do what most people get paid $25 an hour to do. Number two, they'll be completely devoted to the company because they feel special, They feel like, hey, I scored a touchdown, coach, against our arch rivals, Billy. Oh, I'm Billy. I'm the halfback for the team. I scored the winning touchdown, And they have no clue that they've been selected for, underlying reasons that have nothing to do with their real skill. And critical thinking is imperative when you become a supervisor. Critical thinking, a level head, being mentally, emotionally, and physically organized. Having a level head is imperative in a call center. You can't get upset. You can't get upset with your employees. You can't get upset with customers. What I really hated the most was seeing these people get promoted. I saw it all the time. And a lot of these people you see getting positions of promotion, get promoted into positions of authority. They were like, hey, they could talk a good game. They can talk a good game. So superiors above them say, hey, that guy can talk a good game. He's going to be a good supervisor, But they're not. They don't have any people skills. They don't know how to work with people. They don't have any empathy. They don't have any ability to think in a logical, critical manner. Some of these people, if you hand them a hand grenade and an apple, and you go, if you bite one of these, which one will explode? They'd be like, I think it's the apple, boss. Yeah, It's sad. It's so frustrating. And I know you guys that watch me, this is true. You see these people that get promoted and they're just a few bricks short of a stack. You hand them the ball on a Friday night, get them to sit up in their shoulder pads and their helmet and point them towards the end zone. Let the other team fall down when they run. They think they're superstars. It's so ridiculous. And I've seen it everywhere I go. But that's the way they work at the call centers. Are just like a necessary evil. It's a necessary financial evil to momentarily pacify the massive customers just long enough to get them on and off the phone to keep the customers appeased for a little while. It's just like this churn of endless amounts of calls that come in. Never had a supervisor who had a degree. Not one. Ever. In any way, shape, or form, in any industry. Ever.
Not in any call center.
In 2 different states. Never seen it. So, there you have it. More of PTPOP's epiphanies. If you like what I'm saying, I don't want to ask you to thumbs me up, put it right up my backside. Those of you who do watch and you do comment, I really appreciate your patronage. I'm going to be very corporate here. I really appreciate your patronage. Thanks for thumbsing me up. And please subscribe if you like. I hate that. Don't you hate that? I watch all these PewDiePies and these other people, and they're all just like, if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. That's all there is to it. I know that. But I'm not going to try to make you like me. I'm going to be who I am, and that's all there is to it. If you want to go find somebody who's going to tickle your nipples and kiss your butt and make you think you're something special, go watch PewDiePie or one of those other schmucks on there that have got 10 million subscribers because they're corporate. Those are corporate people. Those are the people that are playing the Leave It to Beaver game. And they're not swearing, and they're not talking about anything controversial there. If you see anything about that thing that happened in September of '01, don't talk about that. You'll get demonetized. Have a good night, people.